Yo, goons. What's good? So today, we're going to be looking at not exactly a new piece of tech, but something that has become a little more prevalent in Season 3, and something that I generally think isn't taken advantage of enough, and is really, really strong. So let's motivate it a little bit. So a lot of characters, after a wall break with Super or Wild Assault, since it forces the same spacing with a hard knockdown, can't properly safe jump, and even if they can, they don't really get good pressure, and it's often not even worth going for. So for example, here I am on Gold Lewis. Can safe jump JD, Kai's STP here, but can backdash this, and on block, particularly if he FDs, this is really bad, and you're kind of giving up pressure on your own wall break after you just spent 50 meter for it. So, begs the question of if there's something better we can do. It turns out there's something a lot better we can do, particularly enabled because of the fact that Wild Assault, or any Wild Assault for that matter, gives a hard knockdown on wall break, meaning we can save 50 meter instead of spending it on Super to get that hard knockdown, which enables us to actually perform this piece of tech. So let me show what it is real quick. Did you catch that? So the idea is that we do TK, blue RC. You don't exactly have to TK. I was actually a little bit late there. But the way I like to do this is very simple. Just neutral jump and then dash and RC at the same time. And what this allows you to do is get a safe jump on demand, essentially, from pretty much anywhere. Because there's so little distance here. I'm using Gold Lewis as an example. Many other characters can do this. And what's nice about this is that it actually sets up a fuzzy on block. Because Gold Lewis, of course, has a fuzzy from his JK. Let me just show that real quick. So this is the normal way we set up this fuzzy using meter. And this is really, really good, by the way. Side note, if you're not doing it, I would recommend you get into this. I think it's his best fuzzy. It's also got a nice low option as well. And not only can you safe jump using this, you also get the fuzzy setup with this blue RC tech. And it will cover everything that the opponent wants to do. It's very obvious if they're going to backdash, if they're going to mash, if they're going to reversal, because they're slowed down by the blue RC. And this is something that's becoming more and more popular in Season 3. Because like I said, to get that hard knockdown, we don't have to spend the meter anymore. We can spend the burst gauge instead. We can use Wild Assault to wall break, and then we have this setup to go afterward. And even on block, you're in positive bonus, and you're in a really good position to secure the round by getting a safe block string started using that positive bonus. And what's really nice about this is, of course, that the opponent has no burst to deal with that fuzzy because you wall broke with Wild Assault. And it's so accessible since you have the meter, and it can really lead to you snowballing rounds, especially if you're a character that can convert off that fuzzy with another Wild Assault. You can even make the fuzzy conversion itself unburstable, and that's how we're seeing a lot of top players starting to take momentum and really run away with the game with the wall break. Because like Soul, for example, is a really, really good character with this tech, and we've been seeing Umisho use this like crazy. And that's because Soul can't normally safe jump very effectively after a wall break, right? It's very difficult for him to actually not even be 6P-able against most characters. You have to do a FD delay JS that is manually timed, and even then it's not an actual safe jump against 9-frame reversals. So he gets the safe jump, and he can go for it off of any hard knockdown, really. That's the nice part about this. You can go for it all the time. Like if he finds a 6H, for example, no way to safe jump off of a 6H with Soul, but suddenly with this tech, not only do you get a safe jump, you also get a fuzzy, right? Many characters have BRC fuzzies like this. I'm just using Gold Lewis as an example. The BRC slowdown has a lot of nice properties. That extra frame advantage goes a long way. For example, with Johnny, if you go for this double overhead here, this cheeky little super jump, double overhead, you're negative. But if you want to set it up off of BRC, you can see I'm plus there. I'm plus 9 when I land. Huge, huge difference. And of course, that is a legitimate fuzzy as compared to land 2K. And on hit, you can link into close slash, all kinds of good stuff. And Johnny is a perfect example of a character that cannot actually safe jump 9 frames post wall break. And there really are a lot of ways that this can benefit you. For example, if you're ahead on one resource, you can really utilize this tech to play to your game more efficiently. So for example, if I have a ton of burst but not that much meter, I could spend my entire burst, and the time I get my combo, I might have generated enough meter for 50 after I break that I can go for this setup. And that's really nice on characters that can't actually safe jump 9 frames. Like I said, Johnny's an example of that. Let me just show that off real quick. So you can see I get punished for trying to go for my safe jump there. This is a little side note, but I think it actually is possible to safe jump with Johnny here, but it's like immensely specific manual timing that's not realistic. So what we can do instead is the tech. And you can see that's a safe jump. I get my punish. And moreover, guess what? I can actually loop it as well. Right? If I can't kill with super, because of positive bonus, I'm generating a good amount of my burst back. I can just do Wild Assault again. And I can go for it again. And there's really no downside to doing so. Now, the only thing that this setup is, I guess, a little weak to, practically the only thing this setup gets countered by, is going to be DP RCs and super RCs. But even then, you're forcing a resource exchange from the opponent. And safe jumps normally, even if you could safe jump the 9 frames, wouldn't even have the advantage there, right? Characters that can safe jump 9 frames, is this super strong? I think that's a matter of debate. It kind of depends. I think it's definitely something worth doing from time to time. But this is like a game changer with Wild Assault and the way the burst and meter economy work together for characters that cannot safe jump effectively. And like Johnny gets hard knockdowns all the time, of course. Like anytime he hits an S-Finer, he gets a hard knockdown. But he can't set up a safe jump off of his S-Finers. It's pretty rare. What you need is like 5k, 6k into non-dash S-Finer. And then you can get a safe jump. But that's really specific when you actually get it. It also needs to be prorated properly. So only in specific combos, right? Being able to find a safe jump more reliably is just so nice. It's such a nice privilege to have. And it's something that I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of. And I just wanted to make people a little bit more aware of it. So hopefully that does it. Hopefully the explanation is clear. We'll see you later, goons. In case you didn't know, by the way, I am now officially affiliated with 9 Moons as a moderator and content creator. We're going to be working on some content over on the 9 Moons channel. It's probably going to be coming out, I think. We're looking to make the push for early next year is when we're going to have things lined up. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And with that being said, that's all from me, goons. Let me know if you'd like to see any gameplay videos, like I just mess around in tower with Johnny, or what have you, maybe tournament runs, you know. Obviously my results are not as good with Gold Lewis at this time, but I'm getting there with Johnny, so just let me know. We'll see you later.